Alright, hey you guys, it is TsubakiSwagg and I'm coming to you with my review of Nanatsu no Taizai, episode 23, The Advent of Despair. This fucking episode, oh my god, it made me so sad, but it was so fucking awesome at the same time. Because of course we see, like, it picks up where the last one left off at, where Bon saw the demon and they, like, he punched Hendrickson into the wall, which exposed the dead demon that Bon killed. So it turns out that it is the demon that Bon had killed 20 years prior that killed Elaine. So that just made Bon even more fucking angry. And he literally, like, pounded Hendrickson into the ground, like, made a crater in the ground, and he fell into an underground cave. So they all, well, Deanne couldn't fit down there, so Meliodas, King, and Bon jumped down there to find Hendrickson. And they found him, and it turns out that he found ruins that had a dead gray dragon. I mean, a dead gray demon down there, and this episode. So Hendrickson took some of the blood from the dead gray demon and put it in his body. And he went from having long, well, not, I wouldn't say long, but he went from having longer hair and completely ripped body to his normal size again with short, spiky hair. And it turned him into a completely new demon. Because his body was compatible with the demon's blood and he had the demon's blood inside of him, he deduced that if he put the gray demon's blood in his body, then he would be able to become more powerful. And he did. So, just this episode was so fucking sad. It made my heart hurt so bad. It really just was not prepared. So, they went back. I don't remember how they got back above ground, but they got back above ground and Hendrickson just went the fuck in. Like, no one could touch him, and he was just fucking up people left and right. He was taking everybody's head off. He cut Bon in half like 2 or 3 times. He took Gauther's head off, which, I mean, from what I can tell, everybody that's in 7 Deadly Sins aren't humans. So, I mean, that makes sense because all of them are pretty fucking badass. But I'm almost positive that Gauther isn't dead, but I don't know what's going on with him right now. Well, he doesn't have a head, and they were fighting him. Like, he even did this thing called Dark Snow, and it literally, like, turned people, I wouldn't say it turned them into ash, but it sucked the life out of them. They turned black and were dead. So he was just fucking everybody up, and it was fucking crazy. Oh my god, just was not prepared. And at one point they all like did a massive attack on him and didn't even land a scratch, not one hit. He was still unscathed. And just this episode it was freaking awesome, but so fucking sad at the same damn time. So after that, like, Meliodas, of course, like Meliodas and Bon and Deanne and Eula and Gilthunder and Hauser and everybody were still trying to fight him, and nothing was happening. So he continued, like, taking people's heads off and killing everybody, and at one point he tried to harm Elizabeth, and Meliodas jumped in the way and saved her. So Meliodas was down for the count. Deanne, King, Bon, everybody was down. And he summoned a dark nebula again to kill Meliodas, and Hawk jumped in the way, and he was like, if I had known that this was going to be my final hours, I would have eaten more leftovers until I was full. And then he, like, it hurt my heart so bad. Hawk sacrificed himself to save Meliodas, because right before he died, he was like, if you die, that means Elizabeth is going to die, and I can't let that happen. So Hawk sacrificed himself for Meliodas, and Hendrickson was like, it's pretty bad luck to be saved by lowly livestock, and Meliodas was pissed. He was like, bad luck. He was pretty much like, I'll show you bad luck. And he was like, you haven't made me really mad now. Meliodas, like, he literally wanted to rip Hendrickson's head off. And Bond, after he said all those mean things to Hawk, he was pretty much like, you killed Master, that kind-hearted pig, you bastard. That just hurt my heart so bad. And Elizabeth walked up to Hawk's body, and she was like, Hawk, please just talk to me like you always do. You can't leave with a one-sided goodbye. And of course Hawk wasn't waking up, so Elizabeth started crying, and it was so fucking sad. And then Elizabeth unlocked her power. So it's like, that was the fucking epic part of this whole episode. And it explained why Elizabeth's right eye is always covered up. So I'm guessing that her right eye is always like that, but nobody ever saw it because her hair always covered it. So Elizabeth is the disciple of the goddesses, which is a druid maiden, and her power was so fucking epic. Like, she was able to battle Hendrickson almost single-handedly. Like, she was able to cancel out his dark nebula and land a hit on him. She's so fucking awesome. I love Elizabeth. Elizabeth is freaking amazing. So Elizabeth was able to battle Hendrickson, and Hendrickson, of course, he again came out unscathed. And they had this whole spiel about him, well, the demon inside of him talking and saying that they wanted to take their revenge, and that he needs to spill the blood of the disciple of the goddesses, and that's the only way that he can do what he needs to do. And Elizabeth was fucking angry. She was talking to Hendrickson. She was like, you were my father's disciple. I mean, you were my father. Like, my father thought so highly of you, and you would do this shit, really? And Margaret was like, she's unlocked his power before, like when her dad fell out of the tree, when Veronica saved her saved her from the collapsing bridge, but it had never been to this extent. And like, when she did it, flowers grew, and all of the people on her side were healed, and Meliodas was healed, all the sins were healed. It was fucking awesome. Elizabeth is so fucking badass, and I know it will only get better from here. I know as soon as the manga is over, as soon as the anime is over, I'm going to read the manga, because I can't wait that long. So, and then Meliodas, it was this part, Hendrickson, he was coming towards them, and Gilthunder, like, I guess he was stricken with fear, and right when Hendrickson was about to attack Gilthunder, Meliodas kicked the shit out of Hendrickson. It was so fucking awesome. Oh my god, I was so happy. And then he punched Hendrickson in the chest, and at first Hendrickson was like, what? And then he looked down, and Meliodas literally caved his chest in. His abs weren't supposed to go that way. It was so fucking awesome. Oh my god, I was not prepared. This episode was so fucking epic. Oh my god. Just was not ready. Was not prepared in the slightest. So of course it left off at that point when Meliodas was like, now that the sins are here, don't give up, blah, blah, blah. So, this episode was so fucking awesome. Oh my god. Just was not prepared. So I'm so looking forward to next week's episode. It is about to go the fuck in. Yeah. So as always, I would love to hear how you guys felt about this episode. How do you feel about Hawk dying? That just made me so sad. That literally made me sad. I really was not prepared for that. So yeah. So as always, I would love to hear how you guys felt about this episode. But please remember to comment, thumbs up, and subscribe. It helps